Harambe YouTube, it is Charles here, and today I'm going to be doing something that was really the foundation of this channel that I haven't done in months, and that is an action figure unboxing. With my ever-growing collection, I do not have to buy everything anymore. I am running out of shelf space. It's just, my collection is getting to a point to where it's time to narrow my focus, get the things that really matter. And this figure I got today is one that I was hoping I would find at a relatively decent price and thought I would never get, and it completes a collection I've had. And that is this Batman fighting the Frozen Robin action figure. You look back here, the first one I got was this Batgirl fighting the Frozen, and this is actually from the McFarland Page Punchers line. It's action figures that come along with a comic book, and each figure has a cover featuring the superhero, and it's actually a pretty good story as well, involving, I think it's Dr. Freeze. And here we have the Batgirl along with the comic book that came with that one. And then we have the Batman action figure, looking very Conan-esque. Let's see here. Get this guy standing back up here. And then you see the cover for this comic book as well. And like I said, it's the same comic book, same story, but each action figure comes with a unique cover. So let's get into this action figure here. I'm already really liking it. I like the fact that the coloring on it stands out from the other two figures I have from this line, and I love that the weapons are unique. Now, I know a lot of people are probably cringing at me getting rid of this beautiful packaging, but I am not a mint-on-card collector. I want to get my action figures out, display them, take photos with them, and enjoy them myself. Being careful, because the last two that I opened up, I remember having problems with. These actually came out a couple years ago. Let's see, when did this come out? Going through the comic here. Yeah, there's really not a lot of information. In here, let's see. Okay, so 2023 these came out, so these are a couple years old. Here is the Robin cover. Right here he has the big spear. And they also come with a collector's card. And a stand from DC Comics. Alright, so now we got our action figure out of the box. The way I do reviews is I have a simple process. I talk about appearance, then articulation, and then accessories. So let's get into the appearance. First, we're going to start off from top to bottom here. The head sculpt is very cool. It's not a traditional Robin, of course. So there's really not much to compare it to or to critique as far as the face goes. but it has a mask here covering the eyes and a cool mohawk that I really dig. And then we have a shoulder covering here on the left side, gauntlets like that, and then it looks like we have almost a painted on bat signal over the chest under this plate here. If you can see the paint here, that's not part of this chest accessory. This is actually painted on. And the pants, they're baggy, tied right here, right below the knee. Different separated knee pads, which is a fun little touch. We have either spear tips or arrowheads on the belt. And then we have these right here. Not a bad looking figure at all. Okay, so now we talked about the appearance and what's going on with it. Let's talk about the articulation. The head movement is on a swivel. Moves all around pretty comfortably. Nothing really cumbersome around the neck, so we get full movement out of that swivel. And then for the arms, we actually have a butterfly cutout with the double jointed, so you can actually get the arm to go pretty well across the chest. The chest piece here is hindering a little bit, but not too much. And really the muscularity as well gets in the way a little bit, but it's nice to have that butterfly cut here with the extra joint to get that little bit of movement on here. And then we have the shoulder here. It rotates all around and then up and down right here. And then below the shoulder and the arm, we have a horizontal cut. And then we have double jointed elbows. And the hands, looks like any articulation we have back and forth articulation on the hands, but the gauntlet really gets in the way of that. Now the torso is my favorite type of torso here. It is a swivel. I really like that as opposed to the rocker joints. The hip looks like we have some movement, but not a lot. And then, so yeah, we're not doing a lot of left and right with the hip. And then the legs are on a ball joint, going down to the knee, which is a double joint, but the pants and their bulkiness really hinder what you can do as far as going back. You see I have it pretty snug all the way back here, and these thick pants really hinder that, but that's okay. And then we have right. Let me see. Here we go. We actually have a left and right swivel as we go down from the calf to the ankle. And then we go back and forth with the feet. And I think this figure and the Batgirl figure are both barefooted, but Batman is not. And we have not only the back and forth with the ankle, but we have the toe mobility as well, so you can get him to crouch down here and really plant off his back foot there. So that's a nice touch. So that's what we have going on as far as articulation. Let's get on to accessories. Of course, we have the Robin card. I usually keep these along with the comic book and the same bag. So that's where this will go along with the comic book. We have a knife, a pretty long serrated knife right here. You can see it's made out of bone and a hide of some type. Tied around, fashioned around it, and it looks like we have a holder on his waist, a holster for that belt. So that's cool. I didn't see that when we were talking about the appearance, but that is a cool feature. So you can keep down the belt, and we have this long spear. It goes a little bit past the length of his body. Again, like the knife, we have, you can see the wood texture, the bone carving on the heads, wrapped with some kind of sinew, and then we have Off of this side, we have some kind of animal hair that adorns the top of it. So that is a very cool accessory there. Alright, so now that we got him, let's take a look, compare him to another McFarland Robin. Similar height, stature. Of course, skin tone is going to be different. The face is actually very similar to this Robin. I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is Tim Drake Robin, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, the face looks very similar. We got more muscularity out of the fighting in the Frozen Page Puncher version of Robin. But outside of that, it's actually a pretty good comparison. And then we got the whole Bat family with Batman, Robin, and of course my favorite superhero, Batgirl. This is a very fun line, high quality, each action figure given its own personality and unique aesthetic, kind of fitting into this barbarian look. These are going to be great to display together. Who knows, maybe if I'm brave enough this winter, I can go outside and get some good photos with these guys in the snow, capturing that fighting in the Frozen theme that is going on. But this Page Puncher line is a very fun line. It's a way to get into comic books. If you're not a big fan of comic books, if you're wanting to get into collection and you're a toy collector, check out the McFarland Page Punchers, because you get, like I said, a great comic book along with a very high quality action figure. So that's it. It's about the Robin fighting in the Frozen McFarland Page Puncher. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Get yours. I got this one actually. Got the Batgirl off of Amazon. I stumbled across Batman at Walmart, and I got Robin from Walmart.com. So if you make haste, you might be able to go ahead and get a couple of these while they're still available. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.